But we're going to talk about another striker now because he is very much in the news after that bid last night. And it's Chelsea who are wanting Inter Milan striker Romelu Lukaku. They've offered £85 million. That has been rejected. That proposed deal, by the way, would have seen Chelsea left-back Marcos Alonso move to Inter, so going the other way. What is the latest on this, Emma?
It's a story that seems to be just developing, really, doesn't it? And by the day, that news, like you said, came in late last night. The big line that Inter have rejected that £85 million deal from Chelsea for Romelu Lukaku, who of course knows a lot about Chelsea, doesn't he? Would be a club record amount of money as well. Remember, they paid around £72 million for Kai Havertz just last summer. So it's a lot of money. We know they want a striker. We know they need a striker as well, Chelsea. A lot, of course, has been said about Erling Haaland, hasn't it? Looks like Borussia Dortmund sort of digging their heels in with that one. And now it appears that Romelu Lukaku is the top of their list. Some reports as well, worth saying, suggesting this is a third bid now that Chelsea have put in for Romelu Lukaku, but Inter value him at more than €100 million. I mean, £85 million is around €100 million, but they clearly value him at more than that. And look, no surprise he's a key target. What a season last season. Really sort of helped Inter to winning the title, didn't he? He was really key in that campaign. 24 league goals. Had a really good Euros as well for Belgium. Was in that sort of UEFA's official team of the Euros. Got 3 years left on his contract at Inter to stay in Serie A. So look, he's not going to push for a move. Seems really happy there. Seems really content with life over in Italy at the moment. So it kind of seems now down to Chelsea really to see if they can prize one of Inter's kind of key assets away from them.
And Kyle, they are trying to prize that key asset away. Why do they want Lukaku so much?
I mean, they've said they want a world-class striker, and Romelu Lukaku, he fits into that bill right there. Emma, you just gave some of the stats. We can have a look at some of the other ones just now. You said 24 goals in Serie A. I mean, 30 goals in total. He got all competitions, and you can see just here, 44 games, 30 goals. Those are the numbers. One season, those are the numbers of a world-class striker right there. Romelu Lukaku will always attract lots of attention from football fans. They'll talk about his time at Manchester United, his time at Everton, his time at Chelsea as well. But here he is, Inter Milan. He's definitely putting up those numbers. Great summer. You said UEFA's official team of Euro 2020. However, you have to remember that as far as the player is concerned, Lukaku is 100% committed and focused on doing his job at Inter Milan. So if they are to prize him away, well, it's going to take some doing. He's a player that seems to be committed to doing what he wants to do, doing his job, which is playing football. Whether that's in Italy, whether that's in England, we'll find out.
Yeah, it does appear that it's not just a case of getting the fee right. It sounds like they're going to have to convince Lukaku as well because he is happy. But Emma, we know that Chelsea have been looking at Erling Haaland as well. They were talked about with Harry Kane too. Now there's Lukaku, all of which would cost a fortune. Whichever one, if they eventually get any of them, it's going to cost them a lot of money. Is this proof that the board are backing Thomas Tuchel?
Yeah, I'd say so. With that, like I said, £85 million. That's a club record fee. So they've clearly got money to spend. Centre forward, like we said, is a focus. You know, like you mentioned, there's a lot of talk about Erling Haaland, but it seems like Borussia Dortmund are determined to keep him for another season. And when I said it, you know, reported that this is a third bid, that's a strong sort of signal of intent, really, isn't it? 3 bids for a player who, like you said, is happy at the club. You know, he did an interview with Belgian TV last month around the Euros saying, I'm very happy at Inter Milan. He did one for the in-house sort of club channel last week, I think it was, again saying, you know, I'm really happy over here in Italy. Their chief executive, Beppe Marotta, is adamant that nothing will happen. He said, look, Romelu Lukaku is an important sort of chess piece, you know, for this side moving forward next season. And he looks genuinely happy, doesn't he? You almost feel like he probably sort of feels like he's even more kind of sort of appreciated, maybe more than in the Premier League. You mentioned at Manchester United, it wasn't a massive fan favourite, you know, when he left Manchester United. So he seems genuinely happy. And if you look at Inter now, of course, Antonio Conte's left, doesn't look to have really sort of unsettled him. There's talk about Lautaro Martinez potentially going. That, again, hasn't sort of bothered him by the looks of things at the moment. But look, if there's a club he would come back for, maybe it would be Chelsea. Of course, he spent some time there. I think it was only 15 appearances between 2011 and 2014. Didier Drogba, he's talked about at length, is a massive idol of his, still is to this day. And Chelsea, you look at that and you've got to think they have a feeling that maybe this will happen because they're making some massive offers. And like I said, that would break their transfer record as well.